Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer Online action. I'm going to be playing as Bretonnia. We're facing up against a Beastman opponent, so definitely in for a good time. My forces are led by Uncle Alberic de Bordelot himself, so definitely going to be in for a good time. He's decent against the Beastman. He's got an anti-large bonus, armor piercing. Okay, probably not the most competitive pick, but you know, he's decent. Front line of battle pilgrims with peasant mob bus to break the charge. Beast Slayers a Bastone in the rear, protecting a Grail relic. We've got two spearmen on each flank. You can see starting the skirmish over here. We've got two mounted yeoman archers, and count them, 4 Knights of the Realm. We've got just three regular and the Knights of the Lion-Hearted here, so definitely going to be looking for that anti-large shock damage. Very, very good against the Beastmen. They have relatively low armor infantry, so the shock damage is good there, and the anti-large bonus, of course, helping to take down Minotaurs and other such things, which my opponent has brought a few of. He's got a front line of Bestigor Herd with the Koroks Man Rippers here in the center, protecting Morgor the Shadowgave, of course. 2 Gorbals, 1 on each flank, a Bray Shaman Lore of Death. He's got 3 Ungor Spearmen in the back, one of them being the Regiment of Renown Destroyers of Drakewald, 1 unit of Poison Warhounds, and 1 unit of Minotaurs with great weapons. So, interesting build. These Ungor Raiders that are mixed in here are going to have a tough time because we've kind of made this engagement in the forest here. But interestingly enough, Minotaurs do not suffer from the forest penalty, I believe, so they normally large units would have a bit of a penalty in the forest, but let's go ahead and kick things into slow motion just for a minute here. We've got Battle Pilgrims engaging across the line against the Bestigor, which is not exactly an ideal engagement for the Battle Pilgrims, but, you know, it'll be alright. This peasant mob bus breaking the charge nicely of these Koroks Man Rippers. Over here you can see the Gorbal also charging in. We're going to be focusing the spearmen each on the Gorbal. You can see we're bringing around a rear charge immediately from these Knights of the Realm. They're going to be getting in here, lancing down this Gorbal. And, you know, these light spears, although they do have the anti-large damage, they're not going to be able to stand up to, you know, heavy shock damage. They just don't have the armor or morale to stand up to that kind of beating. So you can see they're going to get absolutely lanced down in here. A similar story over on the other flank, where these light spears are just getting absolutely crushed under the Knights of the Realm. Very, very beautiful. The mounted yeomen are going to park up in the back and try and fire in here. They're not going to do a whole lot firing into the forest here, but these Beast Slayers of Bastone right now are not targeted on this Gorbal, although they definitely need to be. You can see here in the forest the tentacles rising up, catching these Beastmen, so definitely my opponent was pretty blobbed up here, so we decided to punish that with the Dwellers from Below. You know, I decided I might as well bring this spell and showcase how broken it is. Maybe then CA will patch it. But, you know, these Koroks Man Rippers are going to get torn to shreds. These Minotaurs will absolutely take some damage too. It's not going to be as effective against the Minotaurs, but they will take some damage there. These Destroyers of Drakewald as well. I don't think it'll wipe out any of these units, but it's definitely going to do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, you can see it did a substantial amount of damage. Didn't quite wipe any of them out, but, you know, it's definitely decent. That's why I don't think, you know, it honestly just needs the damage tuned down a little bit. Doesn't need it completely nerfed. But you can see that Bray Shaman is terrified, and he's not liking life. He's going to get out of here. But these Gorbals still holding strong in terms of morale, but one of them is getting punted around by Alberic, and that anti-large bonus will come in handy there. You can see Morgor pulling up some Chaos Spawn, though, another group being pulled up right here. So definitely going to keep the balance of power from swinging too far against the Beastmen. You can see these Koroks Man Rippers, though, as low as they are, they're just going to get surrounded by these Battle Pilgrims. And we've got the Knights charging around in the back line as well, getting on these Ungor Raiders. And these other Ungors, you know, they're just all getting punished super hard by that shock damage. So life's looking pretty rough for the Beastmen at this point. Going to have to be a bit careful with Alberic not to get him stuck in here. Same with this Damsel. They were a bit trapped in with these Gorbals and with the Chaos Spawn. Not really a good time for them, so definitely wanted to try and pull them away. So we'll see how it goes. Going to be pulling up another Dwellers here, just trying to sacrifice some of these peasants to finish off these Chaos Spawn. Just want to, you know, finish swinging the balance of power back in my favor, so just had a few cheap spears there. They're definitely going to die, you know, for a bit of friendly fire, but that's alright. Gonna bring Alberic down just on the edge of that to try and beat up Morgor and just, you know, finish off the Beastmen leadership. He's currently hiding behind a tree, but gonna get punted through right there. And, you know, Morgar's only got 15 armor, so definitely going to be tough. Heroic killing blow now on Alberic to Borderlow, just trying to really finish off Morgar quickly. And, yeah, you can see these Gorbals are now surrounded by the Knights of the Realm. Not really having too good of a time here with these lances constantly poking them from every direction. That can't be too fun. We got some Battle Pilgrims mixed in here as well, so, yep, definitely going to be a victory for the Knights of Bretonnia, so... Definitely the Beastmen versus Bretonnia is a tough matchup for the Beastmen. Honestly, the Beastmen are not... I would definitely call them Tier 2, maybe Tier 3 faction. Honestly, they're pretty poor, especially against some of the other higher tier factions. They really suffer against heavy shock cavalry unless you bring like a really heavy Centaur build, but then, you know, your infantry line's really tiny, and it's just tough. The Beastmen are definitely in a tough place. But even with the regiments of renown they got, I'd definitely think, I mean, they're better, but there's, like, Chaos is a lot better, whereas the Beastmen are just a little bit better, I think, from their regiments of renown. These Korok's Man Rippers are definitely a good pick, especially against Bretonnia. They got a lot of kills, but that Dwellers from Below really chewing through them, as well as these Destroyers of Drakwold. I'm honestly not a huge fan of these guys. If I were him, I probably would have cut these guys and just gone for a wider spear line, because if you cut these guys, you could have got 2 more of these regular Ungor Spearman herd. So, yeah, the Bestigor are a decent pick too, though. They just didn't end up proving super effective because the Knights of the Realm were really aggressive in their rear charges and so on. These Ungor Raiders, too, just got chewed through by the heavy cavalry, and yeah, that's just kind of the story here. These Minotaurs with great weapons, you might think, because they're anti-large armor piercing, that they're decent against Bretonnia, but honestly, I like the Bestigor, or excuse me, the Centaurs with great weapons a bit better. Minotaurs just, you know, they're low armor, and granted, the Centaur also have low armor, but the Minotaurs, just their mobility and their low model count really makes that a much worse of a problem, whereas the Centaurs, you know, you can use their mobility to get around and get out of missile range and, you know, really get an advantageous engagement. So, on my side, definitely Knights of the Realm doing their work. 110, 89, 86 here, Chevron on these guys. Alberic, you know, he got punched in the face pretty hard, but getting some decent work done, especially on that chariot. He killed that Bray Shaman real quick. The Damsel Lore of Life, again, Dwellers definitely needs to be tuned down a little bit. If you tweaked the damage by about 25% and made it more expensive in terms of Winds of Magic, I think it would be a lot better. But, yeah, definitely the peasants just got mostly chopped up in the front line like they should. And the Beast Slayers of Bastogne holding the rear line there well. Yeah, the Mounted Yeoman Archers didn't do a whole lot here, but there weren't a whole lot of good targets for them to shoot at, other than these Minotaurs. But yeah, because that engagement kind of took place in the forest, they didn't really have a chance to shine. But it's all good. So well played to my opponent. Definitely enjoyed playing that one. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. We're keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer content every day. So stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.